Hey, it's Jared. I've been creating content on YouTube for a very long time. I actually created my first YouTube channel before Google bought YouTube, and so over the years, actually this channel was the one that existed before Google bought YouTube. And I've been creating content. I have a couple of other YouTube channels that have been around for a while. One of them is almost at 100,000 subscribers, the other one at almost 70,000, and then I have two project channels that I've been working on as well. And over the years, I've spent a lot of time on YouTube, and then I've neglected YouTube, and so I've learned some things over the years. I really enjoy when people put out videos like this because understanding the different perspectives that people have, like I've learned things by videos like this that other people have put out. And so in this video, I'm going to share 10 things that I've learned as a YouTuber and what I would do differently if I had to start over again. So the first thing is to create the content that you want. This is how I started out. I started out creating the content that I wanted because I couldn't find that content. I was trying to figure out how to learn something. I dropped out of college. I've kind of self-educated by finding the information that I need so that I can know how to do the thing that I want to know how to do. And YouTube was great for that. But early on in the beginning days of YouTube, there wasn't information on every single topic. And so when I had to figure out something for myself, I'd make a video about it and I'd put it out there. And I still do that from time to time. If I can't come across a fix for something, I put a video together and put it out there in hopes that somebody else had the same problem that I had. And so authenticity is huge when it comes to creating content on YouTube, which is why you need to create the content that you want. When you start creating content for other people and you don't really have a love or a desire for that content that you're creating or the topics that you're talking about, you're gonna burn out because the authenticity isn't there. You don't feel like you're being real and 100% in those videos, and so you can only get so far down the road before you start to burn out. I've watched a lot of videos where other YouTubers talk about burnout, and I can see where that happens. They got a disconnect between creating the content that they wanted and creating the content that they think everybody else wanted. And so they started to burn out because of that. Their heart wasn't in it anymore, and that creates a problem internally. We naturally don't want to BS people, for lack of a better term to use, and when we've gone down that road for too long, we get burnout. I've definitely experienced that myself in my different YouTube channels, and I've seen a lot of other YouTubers experience it as well. Number two is the finding your voice dichotomy. Everybody says, oh, I've got to find my voice, or I found my voice, or I'm just trying to find my voice. What does that even mean? I think there's a lot of confusion in what that means. Your voice is determined by you, not views, and so I think a lot of people go down that road of, well, I'll find what my voice is when people start liking my videos, or when I have a video blow up, that's what my voice is, and that's what I'll follow. And that's going to lead you down the road of having the issues that I talked about in the first thing. Is you're going to end up burning out because you're not leading with your desires and what you want to be creating. You're just like walking around blindly hoping to find something. And so your voice is determined by you, not views. Finding your voice means that you've identified the truth that you have to share. And that's like kind of deep and maybe even sounds a little woo-woo, but when you identify what it is that you want to share with the world, that is your voice. And that truth could be solving a problem, sharing your beliefs, methods on something, what you've learned through certain scenarios, or how you've recovered from certain traumas. I mean, finding your truth and speaking that truth is your voice, and it is what you have that's unique, and it's what you're able to share with others. So stop bumbling around trying to find your voice by identifying things that really don't matter, and look internally and figure out what is true to you and what you truly care about and how you can truly add value to other people. Your voice will emerge in that when you go about it from a more authentic way. The third thing is that done is better than perfect. I've definitely sought perfection before and let a lot of videos die on the cutting room floor before I was able to get them out there. I do a lot of videos on technology, and technology ages, and so if I don't get a video out within a timely manner, it's kind of worthless and there's no point in putting it out there because I'm too late to the game. And so I threw out a lot of videos because Capturing B-roll is hard. Making a video dynamic and interesting is hard and challenging. Just because I have a camera and I've used it doesn't mean I could just talk about it. I really need to talk about it in a way that brings value to other people. I need to understand and have a desire to teach and share about that piece of equipment, and and I have to get that done and get it out there in a timely manner. And so while I can't just throw videos out there that are nonsense, they have to be good videos. I would rather get a video put out that has good value in the video but is missing some of the frills than not put a video out at all. I've had people ask me like, hey, I noticed in your Instagram post that you use this camera. Why haven't you talked about it on YouTube? Well, I've recorded a few videos and I just haven't gotten them out yet. Or, I filmed 3/4 of that course, but I haven't gotten it out yet. B-roll is hard. Getting all of the editing done is hard. These things are hard, but you just need to get it done and get it out and let some of those things that maybe your perfectionism is holding on to go so that you can get the content out there. Obviously, don't put out nonsense, things that are not fully baked, but the ideas don't have to be so perfect. I would rather have good information delivered to me and it was maybe a little dry or missing a little bit of, frills that would make it a little more engaging. I'd rather have that than none of it at all. So, don't be lazy. That is definitely something that I fall into is laziness at times, because I could go out and do that and capture what I need, but then I just get a little lazy. It's okay to publish something and be real about how you wish it could have been. And so sometimes I've said that. I've even maybe put it down in the lower corner, like I wanted to do this, but I didn't have time. I just wanted to get the video out there. Maybe I've even put that down in the description or in the pinned comment on the video or something like that. I just want to get the message out there. This video right here could have a lot more than me just sitting here talking, but it wouldn't get done. It just wouldn't get done. So number 4 is don't become a one-trick pony. It's very easy to fall into that where you get a few likes on a video and you think, ooh, that's what people want. And so I'm just going to go ahead and start making every version of that content possible. And so that's the normal way that we are. I mean, that's how we respond. When somebody likes something, we kind of do it more. Think about how you are with your different friends. If you've got a friend that loves laughing and you're making them laugh all the time, like you do that a lot with that friend, whereas another friend that's maybe more serious, you don't tell as many jokes, you don't joke around with as much. And so, we tend to cling to the things that we know other people like, and so you can easily become a one-trick pony by creating the content that you think people are liking and just run that thing into the ground, and then by the time that you get down that road, you don't have any viewers left because they're tired of that, and you haven't been dynamic enough to give them new things and new ideas and new directions for them to look into. So don't become a one-trick pony. I did that when I started one of my first, I guess maybe my first popular online channel, which was the Daily App Show. When the iPhone came out, I was doing iPhone app demos and reviews and talking about the iPhone, and I had tons and tons of viewers. It was also a podcast. It was a top 10 podcast in the technology category, and on YouTube it was doing pretty well as well. But what I didn't do was pivot that. I stayed in that lane because that's what people seem to like, and I didn't pivot. And that's what I should have done, is pivoted and started talking more about the technology itself, which of course I have done with State of Tech, but I think it was a little too late. I could have gotten much further along and I could have pivoted the Daily App Show into something, and it could have become something much larger, but I didn't. I stuck to the main thing, and I kind of ran that into the ground and suffered the consequences there. It's a short shelf life doing the same thing over and over again. People don't want that. People want new. People want something new and interesting. And so while you can do that for a time, you need to improve and you need to look forward down the road and figure out what the next thing is. The fifth thing is that nothing is original. And so piggybacking off of what I just talked about, like nothing is original. Everything is a copy. We're all copies copying each other, whether we know it or not. There are things that we've experienced, and those inspire what we put out to the world. From the way we dress, from the way we talk and act, and all of that stuff, we naturally are mimicking everything that is around us. It's just human nature. It's the way that we are. I'm actually reading a book called Wanting right now, The Power of Mimetic Desire in Everyday Life, which is kind of interesting. It's a little meta, or I don't know if that's even the right term for it, but it is a very interesting book so far. And it's helping me understand how we mimic and how that's part of human nature to mimic and copy. There were some videos that went viral on YouTube a while ago, or that I found really interesting, called Everything is a Remix. And it talked about how, new music today is heavily inspired by old music. And you can, if you just take the time to see it and listen to them side by side, it blows me away how much of a copy that is. But that's fine, because we're bringing our own uniqueness to it. And that's number 6, is that you are unique, I'm unique. The difference in your content is you. And I had a hard time with that, because I would think, well, people are more interested in the content. They don't care about me. That's just from life experience as a child growing up. Like, the attention has never been on me. I've never liked that. And when I did have the attention, it wasn't comfortable. And so I've never liked putting the attention on myself. I've always put it on the content or the topic. And in feedback that I get from people have told me they like the way that I presented a topic. They like the way I talked about something. They've watched hundreds of videos on a topic, and my video was the breakthrough one for them. That tells me that the difference is me. And while everybody isn't going to like my style and the way that I deliver information, there are some people that are, and that are going to connect with that. And that's great. I mean, that's how it is in everyday life. We connect with some people really well, and other people, it's just always going to be awkward. And I have a good amount of both of those, where I connect well with people, and then some people, doesn't matter how hard I try, it's just going to be awkward and weird. And that's just the way that it is. So you are unique, and that is what you bring to the table. Even if a topic you feel like, everybody's talking about that, how am I going to break through into that topic? Well, the uniqueness is you. So find the way that you enjoy and deliver that information, and make that the priority, and that is going to stand out. People are going to notice that. You can only deliver information or entertainment the way that you can. I can't do it the same as you. You can't do it the same as me. Even if we're talking about the same topics, there are little intricacies that are going to come out because of the uniqueness of your life. The same for me. So authentic consistency is another one. YouTubers that talk about YouTubing will often say, like, consistency is key. Put out videos on Tuesday and Thursday, or whatever your promises are, put them out consistently. Well, the problem with being consistent is that you can easily start putting out garbage, because you're just trying to make your dates. You're trying to make your published dates and keep on that schedule, and quality decreases because of that. And that has always been huge with my kind of internal BS filter, is that if I'm trying to stick to a schedule for the sake of having a schedule, and the quality has decreased because I should have taken more time, or I got behind, or whatever it was, I really feel that, and that's what ends up breaking up my schedule. I just got a message from someone the other day on another channel that I'm working on that said, hey, you promised 3 videos a week, and you're not doing that, so I'm going to unsubscribe. Sorry, guy, I can't stick with everything. Yes, I did promise that, but is that really a reason for you to unsubscribe? Would you rather have good content, or would you rather me, I don't know, people are weird, and I'm fine with that. You just have to say, well, see you later. I hope you find what you're looking for elsewhere. And if it's consistency over quality, that's great. Go find that. I'm cool with that. So authentic consistency is more important. So don't just create videos so that you meet a schedule or fit the needs. To some other YouTuber said you got to post twice a week, 3 times a week, every day, whatever it is. Don't feel like you have to hit that mark. Quality over consistency. Number 8 is that gear won't fix a lack of creativity. And everybody says, it's not in the gear isn't going to make the videos. And while there's truth to that, you do need to have gear to capture what you're trying to capture and have it look good and have it sound good and all of those things. But gear is not going to fix a lack of creativity. I mean, there have been times where I've gotten in my head and I've said, I can't make this unless I have that. And so I'm looking at some maybe expensive piece of technology that I just have to have, or it's not going to work out. And that is ridiculous. That is my mind telling me something else. That is a result of another problem. It's not the gear. It is a lack of creativity or a lack of drive or ambition, or maybe I'm feeling bad about something that day or whatever. And the gear is what I'm blaming it on, essentially. So gear won't fix a lack of creativity. I mean, I've had moments where I felt like expensive lighting is what's going to take my YouTube channel to the next level. And it's easy to get caught up in that stuff. And so thankfully, I mean, I've spent more on gear than I most definitely should have, but I could go much worse. I could definitely spend much more money on gear and equipment than I have. If you know you have a good camera, you find yourself in that boat of telling yourself that or having that internal dialogue, it's best just to go grab your camera and go shoot and just get creative. Just be creative, go back to your roots and just start trying to make some stuff so that you are reminded that it's not the gear necessarily that is the roadblock. It's maybe the lack of creativity in that moment. The ninth thing is that people want to belong to something. We are very community-driven people. That's the way that we're designed, is to be communal and to connect with others. And we search out interest-based communities online and even create them if they don't exist. I've always struggled with this because community groups are hard for me. I'm more introverted when it comes to being around other groups of people, and I'm not super outgoing in those environments. And so with that, it becomes challenging for me and awkward at times. And I haven't done the best job at that because I don't even know really how to facilitate that well, because my personality type is a little bit weird when it comes across the way that it comes across. I, of course, just want to create a community for such and such of a topic, but maybe it comes across like a sales pitch, maybe it comes across as just another thing, or I don't know. I'm still working on that, but I fall down that trap of not giving people a way to connect. Like and subscribe and follow and blah 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 and all that stuff. That is not creating community. Creating community is building something around a topic and making it feel like a friend group, making it feel like a family or something like that. And that's been hard for me, and it's something that I struggle with and that I should have done a better job of. Give people a way to connect and engage with them. The 10th thing is that money will come. There's lots of monetization woes in being a YouTuber, and the money is not something that's going to come fast, but there are ways to improve the process. I just made a video talking about Amazon affiliate program and how I quadrupled the amount that I was earning with Amazon affiliates, and I've made a video on affiliate marketing, and I'm probably going to make some more videos on this topic because as we've gone through, the things that we've gone through in the last couple years and moving forward, many of us are thinking about different ways to earn a living where we don't have to go to an office or we don't have to do certain things that just are no longer comfortable to us. How do we earn money and enjoy what we're doing? And so I'm probably going to talk more on this topic, but YouTube is an investment of time. It's not an instant give and receive type of scenario. You invest a lot of time into YouTube because you've got to get to that level of monetization with the 4,000 hours and the 1,000 subscribers or whatever it is in order to just start getting pennies from YouTube. And then you've got to find other ways to make revenue as well. So patience is key, and there have been times where I've been impatient, and that has led me to posting more content, trying to get more views for the sake of that, as opposed to just producing content that's fantastic that I believe in. And I've had that as an issue sometimes, wanting to get to the next revenue dollar level, from 1,000 to 1,500 or something like that. And I put the consistency in putting out more content over the quality, and that's not going to help you build your bottom line. There are other ways of making money, as I mentioned, affiliate programs, partnering with brands and stuff like that. There's lots of different ways to make money, even if you don't have monetization yet on your YouTube channel. You just have to be creative, and you have to show that brand or that product or that service or whatever that you're going to be adding value and that you're going to be able to bring them customers. That's all they really care about. So what would I do differently? Well, I put fewer interests out there. I tend to just want to talk about everything. Anything that I have an interest in, I want to talk about it, I want to share about it. And while I don't know how I will backtrack from having done that so much in my life so far on YouTube, I wish that I had just been able to stick to a niche and really go hard on that topic and be all about that topic. Like when I started doing app reviews and started talking about mobile technology, just sticking to a platform, iPhone only, as opposed to being iPhone and Android. There's not a lot of people out there that carry both an iPhone and an Android phone, so it's hard to produce content for the average person who just has one phone of a certain manufacturer, and then after they've watched an iPhone video, they've got to sit through an Android video, or that's the next video, and so they immediately think, well, this guy doesn't have what I'm looking for because he's all over the board. That's been a frustration that I've had. And it's made it harder for me to grow subscriber base because the next video in line might not necessarily be something of interest to the person that just consumed one of my videos. So I have fantastic view counts over time. I mean, tons and tons of views, and it continues to grow, but it's not consistent with the subscriber growth. The subscriber growth is much lower and slower, and that's been just kind of a bummer. It's just the way that it is. And so maybe I would have done things a little bit differently there by niching down and creating a brand around that niche. That's the second thing. As 1 and 2, they're kind of tied together. The third thing is really just to stay focused, because I do get sidetracked and go off on these, tangents down other roads, focusing on things that might be undeveloped as an idea and not sticking to what I know works and that topic and drilling down and finding new ways to explore whatever that topic is. So I get the lack of focus sometimes. I don't feel like I have ADHD or anything like that, but I definitely have tendencies of it, and I go down rabbit trails all the time, ending up creating things and then backtracking because I didn't really think it through too much. So staying focused would have been a big one. Number 4, probably a huge one, which is just being a better collaborator. Like I said before in the video, I'm more of an introvert, and so that's outside of my comfort zone. A few years ago, I went to the NAB show, which is a big trade show for video broadcasting and video production. There were I hung out with a whole bunch of YouTubers, both my size channel, much bigger, much smaller, like just a full gamut of great people. And it was tough. That was tough for me mentally. I'm just not that great in those environments. I should be, because all we talked about was YouTube and cameras and all that good stuff and capturing things. And that I should be able to get amped up about that. But it's really hard for me to really connect with everybody in a larger group. I'm much better one-on-one. There really wasn't any opportunities for that. And so collaboration would be something that I would work on much more, and I would really try and stretch and grow myself so that I could be a better collaborator and bring more value to other people and just connect with others. And then the last thing is create courses earlier. I have some courses that I've created that are almost even 10 years old, and they're free courses, and so there's never been really any revenue earned from those courses. They've grown my email list and things like that, but I haven't done a good job like giving people more of what they want. They ask for more, and I have too many things. I'm doing too many things. I'm not focused, like I talked about a little earlier, on what exactly I could be providing, and so I jump around a lot. Even this video right here is a deviation from probably what I should be spending my time on, but this is therapy for me too. Putting this all out there for you and even just having to speak it out is therapy for myself. And so I do think that there's value in that. And if you're still watching at this point, I feel like you've probably found some value in it as well. So I'd really appreciate a thumbs up on this video so that I know that we're going in the same direction together. And if you would share your thoughts and challenges down in the comment section below. I'd love to just walk with you through that and be collaborate together on solutions. That would be great. Let's grow together and do YouTube better together as we move forward throughout 2022. So that's going to do it for this video. Thanks so much if you made it this far for being a part of this and just listening through it. I thank you so much for watching. I may even have uploaded this as a podcast, so if you're listening too, thank you so much for having listened through. I'd love to connect, so you can go to my website, jaredhill.com, and connect with me there through email or social media or whatnot. I'd love to connect too, outside of just the normal YouTube comments and all that good stuff. So thanks so much. I hope to see you back in another one soon. Click that subscribe button and take care. Have a great day.